break-even analysis. Break-even analysis. Okay. What is the fundamental objective of an organization? What is the fundamental objective of any organization? Is to make profit. Okay. So the fundamental objective of any organization is to make profit. That's the basic objective of any organization. Now, this profit depends on some factors, say mainly three factors. So the profit depends on mainly three factors. What are those factors? What are the factors responsible for making profit for organization? Or what are the factors affecting the profit making? Okay. One, of course, one is cost of production. So first factor, cost of production. Production cost. How much money involved in making a product, starting from investment for plant, machinery, equipment, tools, and after manufacturing, then selling, distribution, advertising. Okay, ultimately to end reach. So what is the cost involved in production of the component or a product? First factor. Second, amount of output. Okay, output. That is, you can say it, the quantity, or you can say it, the volume of output. How much a company is able to manufacture, or what is the quantity of output. Okay, or you can say sometimes sales volume. Okay, how much can be converted into sales into monetary values. So second important point, the quantity manufactured. And the third factor is the revenue generated, okay, out of selling a product or minimizing cost and all. So revenue generated. These are the three factors responsible for profit. Or you can say it, the profit of the organization depends on mainly three factors. One is the cost of production, second is the quantity manufactured, and the third is revenue. Okay, that's why it's called as cost, volume, profit. CVP. Cost, volume, profit. CVP. These are the three factors. Okay, for any organization, it's very important. Cost, volume, and profit. Okay, so basically, this break-even analysis called BEA. Okay, BEA is a study of cost, volume, profit relationship. Okay, to understand that the relationship between the profit earned, the volume manufactured, and the cost incurred for manufacturing. Okay, that is called as a break-even analysis, BEA. We can say that break-even analysis basically it is a system of determining no loss, no profit region, no loss and no profit region. Okay. It is profit making is afterwards. Okay. Profit manufacture, it has to be sold. Okay. So they have to equate loss and profit. Okay. Because they have to reduce loss and they have to increase the profit. That is later stage. But in the beginning, that is, so their main focus is on no loss, no profit region, also called as zero profit. Zero profit. So there is no loss, no profit. Nothing but you can zero profit. You can say that the total cost is equal to total. Okay. The total cost involved in manufacturing, distribution, selling, and all is equal to the sales, the total sales volume. So that is basically the zero profit. So now I am going to draw one chart called as a break-even chart. We are going to give exactly the relationship between the cost, volume, and profit. Okay, I hope understood the concept of break-even relationship between the cost, volume, and profit. That is the system of determining no loss, no profit region. And also going to something called as zero profit, where there is no loss, no profit, or loss with profit. Okay, or we can say can't be loss, no profit. We can say. And we can say that the total cost should be equal to total sales. So I'm going to write now the break-even chart. Break-even chart. Break-even chart. Break-even chart. So you draw two axes. Okay. So here in this you're going to show volume of production. Volume. Okay, nothing but you can say it. Quantity. Quantity. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. That is going to indicate quantity 1, quantity 2, quantity 2, 3, and all. So quantity. Next here, cost and income. So here, this line, a 45-degree line that shows the sales income. Sales income. I said this sales income totally based upon the quantity sold. See, for this quantity, this much of income, this quantity, this much of income, this quantity. So we're going to draw a line here that will indicate the income, sales income. Next, here, up to here, we have something called fixed cost. Okay, fixed cost. Fixed cost. That is costs incurred for plant, machinery, equipment, building, all they are fixed costs. So from here it starts total cost. So this indicates the total cost. Total cost. So this is nothing but you can say it, fixed cost plus VQ. That is variable cost and quantity. I'll let you know afterwards immediately. So this is that variable cost. Okay. Fixed cost plus variable cost. Fixed cost plus variable cost. Variable cost. That is fixed cost. The intersection of this total sales income, the total cost, is called BEP. It is break even point. The area above this break even point indicates The profit is the area below that break-even point indicates the loss. Okay. So this break-even point indicates that there is no loss. Okay. No profit. So let's break-even point. Zero profit point. Break-even. No loss, no profit. Any quantity manufactured beyond this point is profit. For example, here, this sign indicates quantity 1, quantity 2, quantity 3, quantity 4. If the company manufactures up to quantity 4, for example, quantity equals to 10, say for example, now 1, quantity 10, 20, 30, 40. If the company manufactures any product, incurs loss. For example, Q5, quantity 50. The company manufactures quantity equal to 50 units. Nothing but it's a break-even point where no loss, no profit. Means the company wants to make no loss, no profit, 50 units. It indicates 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Suppose any quantity beyond this point, say for example, Q6, Q7, Q8, 9 and all, beyond this point, say for example, 60 units or 70 units and all, that's going to give profit. Okay, understood now how much the company has to manufacture. It is below this break-even point incurs loss, and above this point incurs profit. Any product manufactured quantity. So this quantity is called break-even quantity. Okay, break-even quantity. That is optimum quantity wherein is indicating the break-even point. So any quantity corresponding to break-even point is called as a break-even quantity, BEQ. Okay, so this is the break-even chart. Break-even chart. So this sales income is exactly proportional to the quantity sold. Okay, many times it's not realistically or ideally not possible. What happens here sometimes? Say for example, we are selling that whatever the quantity manufactured is sold, and also you're going to say some fixed rate cost of each, or you can they're going to indicate some price for the product. So they're going to give that profit here. So it can't be always same. Sometimes company end up with some loss in this quantity or here and all. So while drawing this break-even chart, so there are some assumptions here. So I write here some assumptions here. Assumptions made to draw this break-even chart. The first assumption is fixed costs are constant. Fixed costs are constant. Fixed cost, that is, all the costs are going to be constant. First assumption. And fixed cost is independent of quantity manufactured. Okay, independent of quantity manufactured or produced. Okay, because what are the quantity they manufacture? That is the rent for the building and the money invested for a plant, invested for equipment and all remains same only. Just try, for example, teaching one student, teaching 10 students doesn't matter. Okay, so here same thing happens here in manufacturing. This fixed cost remains fixed only because you have a plant. Okay, plant has got capacity to produce so much of quantity, maybe per minute 100 units and all. Okay, but if unable to do because maybe there is no demand. Okay, so they are going to manufacture only around 10 units, or may not have the skilled laborers, may not have that required equipment, may not have the capacity to manufacture, even though the plant is so big, could able to manufacture. Sometimes you have a machinery, could able to manufacture any number of units per hour or per minute and all, but still there is no need of no demand, so they don't want to manufacture and all. So that's why here the first assumption says that the fixed costs are constant and it's independent of quantity manufactured. Means any quantity manufactured, the fixed cost remains constant. That's the first assumption. Second assumption variable cost varies with respect to volume of production. Variable cost varies varies with respect to volume of production. Volume of production. It's a very good assumption here because the variable cost, okay, variable cost, that is volume into, sorry, variable cost per unit into quantity, they're going to vary with respect to the volume of production. So, for example, here, the amount of material used to manufacture 10 units of a product is less. Similarly, to manufacture 20 components is going to be more. So, how much material you're going to produce, same amount of product also going to manufacture. Vice versa. So, same here, that's why variable cost varies with respect to volume of production. Any consumables, any material, direct materials, or labors also. For example, to manufacture 20 components per hour, depending on 2 labors or 3 labors. To manufacture 60 components per hour, so you require extra additional 3 or 4 and all. So these volume of production number of that's why I said the variable cost varies with respect to volume of production. And the third assumption made here to draw this break-even chart. Selling price does not change with the change in volume of sales. Does not change with volume of sales. But this is a wrong assumption. Normally, when you're going to sell a unit of product, you have to fix some rate. You're going to sell in bulk, you're going to fix some rate. Also called as, sometimes called as the discount, quantity discount. That is buying in a bulk, that's going to lessen the price of the product. Okay, you know it. You're going to buy in wholesale market. Suddenly, the cost of product comes down. When you're going to buy in as a single unit or a component and all, that's going to incur cost. So, the selling price does not change with respect to volume. Whatever the quantity company manufactures, selling price remains constant. But tactically speaking, as volume increases, the selling price decreases because more volume, more profit, we can reduce the selling price. Okay. So, but of course, the assumption here to draw this break-even chart, selling price does not change with respect to volume. And the fourth one, productivity remains unchanged. Productivity of worker and plant, efficiency of plant remains unchanged. Okay, so one more assumption here made here to drop the break-even chart. That is the productivity of a worker. Okay, that is the capacity of an individual to produce output or manufacture a component. The productivity of a worker and the efficiency of a plant. Okay, that is the capacity to produce. The efficiency of a plant unchanged. Okay, so one more assumptions made here. Nobody is going to change. Okay, because based upon the amount of number of working hours, the skill involved, and utilization of the plant and all, it's going to vary in fact. But anyway, there are some assumptions made here to draw this break-even chart. Okay, break-even chart. Assumptions: fixed cost remain constant and independent of the quantity manufactured. Second, variable cost varies with respect to volume of production. And third assumption, selling price does not change with volume. And fourth one, the productivity of a worker and efficiency of plant remains unchanged irrespective of volume of production, irrespective of the manufacture. Okay, so there are assumptions made here. Okay. So To solve to solve some analytical problems, we should know some notations here. Notations. So let us say V indicates variable cost per unit and Q is equals to quantity produced or manufactured, of course, produced. So then total variable cost VC is equals to V into Q. It's one formula to find the variable cost. It is unit costs of variable cost into quantity produced variable cost. So you take one more component. It is P indicates selling price per unit. Next, C is equals to contribution. Contribution, nothing but you can say it, that is the revenue also. Okay, revenue, that is contribution. How much contribution a single product is going to give? Okay, that is what is the selling price, what is the ultimate contribution on the product? Okay, so that is the contribution. Nothing but you can say it, the selling price minus variable cost, all the cost involved, you are going to get the contribution from product. Okay, and FC indicates fixed cost. So then break-even point BEP is equals to fixed cost by selling price minus variable cost. This is a formula used to calculate break-even point. That's a break-even quantity. So also one more formula, that is fixed cost by contribution. That is also going to give break-even point. FC by C, the contribution. So we'll take some more notations here. Next, margin of safety. Margin of safety. What do you mean by margin of safety? That is the distance between break-even point and the output being produced. Say for example, you know that the break-even point you have seen already, break-even point here, intersection of the total sales income and the fixed and the total cost. Okay, so you'll have intersection point of sales income and the total cost. So here the distance between the break-even point and volume produced. Okay, that is called as the margin of profit. See that if the quantity produced is very near to break-even point, certainly the MOS, margin of safety, is very less also. So it should be always more. Okay, you can say it's the distance between break-even point and output being produced. That is the margin of safety. So large MOS indicates means Business earning profit. Business can earn profit. Okay, so we need to have that large margin of safety. Certainly, vice versa. There is a very reduction in MOS indicates that it's under loss, or you can say there is a lesser in profit. So MOS is given by MOS is equals to profit into sales, profit into sales divided by sales minus variable. That is MOS. Margin of safety is given by profit multiplied by sales to the ratio of profit multiplied to the difference between sales and variable cost. That indicates the MOS, margin of safety. Next, one more very important ratio here, that is PV ratio, that is profit volume ratio. It's very important because it's going to measure the profitability of the organization. So one more, that is profit volume ratio, PV ratio, PV ratio. PV ratio measures the profitability, measures the profitability with respect to sales. Okay. How much profit they could able to earn with respect to the sales. Okay. Okay, it's a ratio of contribution to sales. So we said PV ratio is equals to the ratio of contribution over sales. That is the PV ratio. Ratio of contribution over sales. We can say the contribution is given by total sales minus total variable cost divided by total sales. Nothing but you can say S minus V divided by S. That is PV ratio. PV ratio it is S minus V by S. Sometimes PV ratio can also be calculated as a PV ratio fixed cost plus profit over sales. Okay, so more formula to calculate the PV ratio, because PV ratio is very important because it would measure the profitability of the organization. Okay, so we'll take some problems so that we'll understand that how this PV ratio and all can be calculated. So, second problem here. The following figures relate to a small manufacturing company. Sales in rupees 6 lakhs. Variable cost in rupees 4,50,000. 50,000. Next, fixed cost in rupees 45,000. Calculate first one, break-even point, second, PV ratio. So there are the three data given. It is sales worth of 6 lakhs, variable cost of rupees 4,50,000, fixed cost is 45,000. Now find the value of break-even point, means how much quantity they have to manufacture, break-even point, and also PV ratio. So we take first PV ratio. I'll tell you why I want to do the PV ratio. PV ratio is given by S minus V by S. So formula is sales. Okay, formula to find the PV ratio. Variable cost 4,50,000 divided by sales. It's minus V by S. We want to get the PV ratio. 0.25%. PV ratio 25%. Nothing but 0.25. The PV ratio. PV ratio. Now calculate break-even point BEP is equals to fixed cost by PV ratio, because beginning of the means PV ratio, the data relevant to PV ratio is given, whereas data relevant for calculating BEP is not given here as per the formula previously. But the BEP also can be calculated using one more formula, that is the ratio of fixed cost by PV ratio. So one more formula to calculate the break-even point. So now fixed cost is given, how much it is? 45,000. 45,000 divided by 0.25. 0.25 PV ratio. So that is equals to rupees 1,80,000. The break-even point. 1,80,000 rupees. It's not, see, because the fixed cost in rupees, you're going to get a break-even point in rupees. If you're going to calculate in terms of quantity, then you're going to get in terms of quantity as well. At that time, break-even point becomes break-even quantity, BEQ, becomes some quantity in terms of number of units. Okay, sometimes they're going to get the ratio of fixed cost by selling per variable cost. You're going to get only unit at a time, you're going to get break-even point. Okay. Say, for example, there is a simple problem, given fixed cost of rupees 20,000 variable cost rupees 4 and sales price rupees 8. So BEP directly given by, that is BEP is equals to fixed cost by variable cost minus selling price minus variable cost. So fixed cost given 20,000 and selling price 8 minus 4. So the answer is 4,000. So here in this case, because the ratio is came as one number 5,000, that time it can be either rupees or units in terms of quantity also. So means break-even point becomes BP becomes BEQ because the ratio you are not given any value in terms of rupees or quantity. So you are finding the value of break-even quantity. But here break-even point is ratio of fixed cost in terms of rupees. FC by ratio. So FC in rupees. That's why you are going to get a break-even point in rupees. I hope understood that how you are going to get the BEP either in rupees or in terms of quantity. If there is a quantity, then it becomes a break-even quantity, BEQ. A factory producing one product sells for rupees 12.50 per unit. Per unit. It has a fixed cost of rupees 60,000. And variable cost of rupees 7.50, 7.50 paise per unit. Unit cost per unit. Find number of units break even. Second, number of units produced to earn a profit of rupees 12,000. And find the profit. Right here, find the profit. If 25,000 units are produced and sold. Units are produced and sold. So this is a problem given. So you have to find out the break-even point. A factory producing one new product, which selling price rupees 12.50 per unit, and has a fixed cost of 60,000 and variable cost of rupees 750 paise per unit. Now you have to find out the number of units to produce to be break-even. So you have to find out the break-even point. Okay. So solution. Break-even point BEP is equals to fixed cost by selling price minus variable cost. So fixed cost, how much it is? 60,000 divided by selling price 12.50 minus variable cost 7.50. That is 12,000 units. It's the quantity to be produced for break-even. BEP is 12,000 units. Next, second, you have to find out the number of units produced to earn a profit of 12,000 rupees. Second case, let Q is the number of units produced. So now therefore total sales income SI, okay, sales income is equals to selling price into Q. Okay, that is equals to 12.50 Q. Okay, you don't know the quantity, you have to assume it as a Q quantity. So the formula is profit is equals to sales income minus total cost. Simple formula. Profit is equals to sales income minus total cost. So profit is given, that is 12,000, and sales income is given as 12.50 Q minus total cost. Total cost, you know, it becomes total cost is equals to fixed cost plus variable cost. This formula is knowing it. So total cost is a fixed cost. How much fixed cost? It is 60,000. 60,000 plus variable cost VQ. V into Q. So variable cost, how much it is? It is 7.50. 7.50 Q. Okay, so that is equals to, so just find out the value of Q. So only Q is remaining here. So Q, find out Q, value of Q. That is 14,400 units. Next, third one. So you have to find out the total profit for the quantity produced. 25,000 units are produced. So you have to find out the profit. So third one. You know it once again. Profit is equal to sales income minus total cost. So profit is equals to sales income 12.50 is selling price into quantity, that is 25,000 minus total cost. Okay, that is, you know it, fixed cost plus variable cost. So fixed cost is 60,000 plus variable cost, that is 7.50 into quantity given 12,000. So that is equals to rupees 65,000. It's a profit. Okay, that's all about finding the values like a break-even point, and if the profit is given, how to find out the quantity. If the quantity given, how to find out the profit and all. Of course, the problems are simple. The only thing you should know the formula, how to calculate these things. So continue tomorrow. Thank you.